So I want to talk about this product that TransUnion has released. It's called True Validate Credit Washing Solutions. And basically, what this product, what TransUnion is saying this product is going to allow is for potential lenders to see when there is someone who, so if you're going out for an extension of credit, what it's going to allow this lender to see is information that may have been suppressed from the files of particular consumers. Now, what they're saying the reasoning behind is because there's people who are in the credit repair space. Now, mind you, I was in the credit repair space. I operated my own credit repair business for a little over 5 years. And if you're in the credit repair space and you are legitimately operating your business, it comes with a lot. There's a lot of laws, there's a lot of rules, there's a lot of money sometimes for you to actually operate the business and do it ethically. What TransUnion is stating is that they are this product is available so that those who are using unfair methods and getting items deleted or suppressed from their credit report, that this will allow the banks or creditors, employers, to see that information. And that way it allows them, in a sense, to make a more informed decision about if they want to extend you credit, if they want to extend to you employment, housing, whatever it is that you're trying to get this credit. What TransUnion has created this product is to allow those potential lenders to see this information that has been suppressed. Now, when you look at this, and for me, it comes with a lot of issues for me just looking at this because first and foremost, TransUnion is known for their own issues as far as investigating um, disputes, properly investigating things that are actually inaccurate, things that should not be on credit reports. But then we also have a group of people who have information that has been suppressed due to they are actually real live victims of identity theft, real live victims of domestic violence, sex trafficking, all of these things that are no fault to them. And there's information that's on their reports that should not be there. So we have a company like TransUnion who already fails to properly investigate, um, valid disputes, and then they create a product of such. Then this just creates an even bigger issue for those who legitimately should not have things on their credit report because it's not theirs. And so let's go into this product and talk a bit more about it. So this is all on TransUnion website. You can go look at this on directly on their website. And they give you the information. They tell you about what this product, this credit washing solution product is going to be. And I don't know if it's going to be more eventually turn into a credit scoring model or if it's just going to be this product that they're going to sell. Either way, anything that is done, they have to do things within the realms of the law. They cannot violate the law. They cannot violate your rights in order for them to sell a product. Okay. So they tell you, and then too, another big thing to remember when it comes to things that are on our credit report, there is no law that states that creditors, these lenders, have to supply information, have to furnish information to a credit reporting agency. There's no law that states that. So anything that's on your credit report is done on these companies' their own free will. There's nothing in law that states that they have to report information to the credit reporting agencies just because they loaned you some money or extended you some credit, okay? Or offered you employment, whatever the case may be. All right, so it tells you what this product and what the capabilities of this product is going to do. It's going to equip financial institutions with deeper intelligence to identify consumers who may have had atypical changes in reported charge-offs. So we know what they're actually stating when they say something that is atypical. Machine learning model designed to find consumers at elevated risk of charging off a new account based on recently suppressed trade lines. The attributes is that it changes and reported consumer charge-offs across 6 different lender lines of business and 10 different time periods. Inquiry washing attributes that count changes in reported consumers' hard inquiries across 4 different lenders, lines of business, 6 different time periods. So we know that they're looking at things where consumers are having charge-offs that are deleted, even inquiries as well. Um, but let's go into more about what they're talking about. So we're going to scroll down. So they tell you what is going to screen out and what they're trying to establish, monitor all these things. That is, first and foremost, like I said, with TransUnion, the way they operate as a business within this. But mind you, these are billion-dollar companies. They make billions of dollars. They have a lot of investors. So of course they want to have all these different products that they can sell. They make money. So they have to offer, even more things. And mind you, they're they violate the law on a regular basis. They play out claims on a regular basis. So these are things that they already expect to happen as far as being sued. So it doesn't even bother them, because if it did, they would change their policies. They would actually abide by the FCRA and laws that are in place, but they don't. So it doesn't matter to them. But that's why it's important for us, as consumers, to make sure that we're educating ourselves, so when they do violate, we know exactly what to do, and how to hold them accountable. And if that means, you know, bringing a claim against these credit reporting agencies, then, we know how to do so. Okay. And by the way, I am not a lawyer. This is not considered any legal advice. This is all for educational purposes only. Okay. All right. So you can want to go back and look more, and they tell you the dirt on credit washing. And it gives you here more information about the suppressions, and lenders are increasingly suppressing charge-offs. Because like I said, even in the beginning, there's no law that requires any lenders, any creditors to report this information. So they can remove things themselves. They can send a request over to the credit reporting agencies to remove accounts from your credit report. If you're disputing things directly with them and they're the ones that's furnishing the information, they can remove that, okay? All right, or suppress that, okay? But I wanted to show you something here, and why it's important to know when it comes to the information that is on your credit report. Um, oh no, this is the video. I don't want to watch the video. Um, why it's important to know what actually happens with the data that's in on your credit report and what they actually do. So they tell you right here. So you can go back and read this. Here with the definition of credit washing is: it occurs when accurate but unfavorable credit data, such as information related to charge-offs or hard inquiries, is removed from a consumer's credit report before it becomes obsolete. So they're talking about the time frame. That's 7 years or 10 years that things can remain on your credit report, is what they're talking about and I believe basically they're talking about people who are in the business of doing credit sweeps, those who falsely claim identity theft to have things removed. And we're going to go to the FCRA so that way you can see some other things with the FCRA, okay? But it tells you about how it impacts lenders and consumers. But here, it tells us credit data is never deleted, but it can be suppressed. So this is the part that the information that you are disputing, accounts that are being deleted, so to speak. They tell us it's never deleted, but it can be suppressed. Okay, so that means that the data is withheld from being displayed on a credit report, often due to consumer-initiated disputes or lender-initiated account maintenance actions. So that means when you are disputing an account, and that information, you get that letter, that deletion tells you right here is never deleted, never deleted. Okay. But one thing, like I said, it's important that we have an understanding of what our rights are and have an understanding of the FCRA, because when you think about this credit washing product that TransUnion is going to sell, who is actually harmed by that? And when you think about someone who has been the victim, a true victim of identity theft, someone that has been a true victim of trafficking, we even have children whose parents or someone in their family or whatever the case may be has used their credit reports as minors, that has information that, accounts that they did not actually take out. Or you have someone that is a victim of domestic violence, and you have an agency who is stating that they're going to show this information to potential lenders, and now I got to fight you again, because I've already told you I have the information deleted or suppressed from my credit report because I am a true victim of these things, and you're telling me that it's going to be potentially held against me again. Okay. But one thing about it, like I said, it's important to understand what the Fair Credit Reporting Act states, because first and foremost, if you want to get to the FCRA, you can just go to Google, type in FCRA, and you'll be able to get to the documentation. But these are all the contents of the FCRA and what things are in place, what Congress put the FCRA in place for. And there's a reason behind it, because we want to make sure that there's accuracy and not only that, just fairness in credit reporting. So we get down here, and this here is where it tells you what the congressional findings, the reasons behind the FCRA, the definitions, permissible purposes of consumer reports, requirements relating to information contained in consumer reports. And this is if you're someone that has been a victim of identity theft, okay? And here's where we get to the block of information resulting from identity theft and what the credit reporting agencies are supposed to do. So that's when it comes to: except as otherwise provided in the section, a consumer reporting agency shall block the reporting Let me make this a lot bigger. They shall block the reporting of any information in the file of a consumer that the consumer identifies as information that resulted from an alleged identity theft not later than 4 business days after the date of receipt by such agency. So when you have those, because and this is where a lot of people have been improperly using identity theft to get information blocked from credit reports, because when you put in a claim of identity theft, the credit reporting agencies no later than 4 business days. So when you've ever heard of that 4-day block and remove tactic that is used, and this is for those who are not true victims of identity theft. When that information is blocked, this is what the CRAs, the credit reporting agencies, are supposed to do. No later than 4 business days after the date of receipt by the agency, appropriate proof of the identity of the consumer, a copy of the identity theft report, the identification of such information by the consumer, and a statement by the consumer that the information is not relating to any transaction by the consumer. So this is what they are legally supposed to do. Um, but not only that, let's go back. Okay. Oh, I went back too far. Should have just scrolled up. Okay, let's go back into the FCRA. Congress has actually provided the FCRAs with a process when it comes to information. Let's say after, I want to go back up so that way you can see it. After they have blocked information that is a result of identity theft, even here, adverse information in case of trafficking. But when it comes to the blocking of information that has resulted from identity theft, okay, we're going to go back. When the FCRA, if later on, let's say that they find out that you are someone that is not a true victim of identity theft, okay, they receive information, verified information that you are not truly a victim of identity theft, there is a solution for them to not, to be able to redisclose that information without having to create this product, this credit washing product. And that's here under the same section, under 605B, and we're going to go down to C, authority to decline or rescind. A consumer reporting agency may decline to block or may rescind any block of information relating to a consumer under this section if the consumer reporting agency reasonably determines that the information was blocked in error or a block was requested by the consumer in error. The information was blocked or a block was requested by the consumer on the basis of a material misrepresentation of fact by the consumer relevant to the request to block, or the consumer obtained possession of goods, services, or money as a result of the block transaction or transactions. So there's information here, and that Congress actually gives them, the authority to decline or rescind that block if they later find out, or these things, they really determine these things. So when we have a product that is being sold, like what is the reasoning behind that? When if there is something that has been suppressed and there's information that can be re-reported or reinserted on a credit report after they do their investigation, they can reinsert information. So they have all these things in place already that allows them to put information back on a credit report after they do their investigation and they verify and get things certified to be accurate. So, um, but one thing also to know, if there is something, because like I said, we don't know, and I don't know exactly how they are going to be, providing this information. Because let's say that they are providing this information, they are showing these lenders this suppressed information, and this lender decides to not extend credit to you or not provide you with that housing, to not provide you with that employment. And they have to tell you why. They have to tell you why and what reports were used, what credit reporting agency was used when they made that determination. And right here is under, we're in 12 CFR Part 1002 Regulation B, where it speaks about the notifications. If adverse information is adverse action is taken against you. So it tells you all of this information here about the notifications that they have to provide to you 30 days after receiving a completed application concerning the creditor's approval. I know this is about counter offers, but the content of notification when adverse action is taken. So these are things that's supposed to be provided to you, and they tell you what all needs to be in that notification. So it's just like, how are they going to do this and to do this, within the realms of the law? So like I said, it's just important that we make sure that we stay upon understanding what the FCRA states and also other laws as well. So that way that if when this product already is out, that we know if anything adverse is taken against you, and it's a report that was used by TransUnion or any of the other credit reporting agencies, that we understand, how to make sure that we are able to preserve our rights and protect our rights. Because here's 611, procedure in case of disputed accuracy. Um, and then again, like I said, the identity theft 605B with the block of information. Make sure you understand those rules of construction. Who is allowed to use your consumer report? What Congress find, the reason behind them even creating the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Requirements on users of consumer reports. So if a lender is going to be using your credit report, what the requirements are for them. And then we get into our liability if they are negligent and then also willfully being non-compliant with the information, okay? Um, Responsibilities of furnishers of information. So if that creditor is furnishing information, because remind you, there is no law that states that they are required to furnish information, okay? So you want to have an understanding of that. So you want to go through and read that 623, all of these things, relation to state laws. You have to sue under state laws. All of that you want to have an understanding of, okay? All right, we'll keep up with this credit washing, and we'll see how this goes and how they actually are going to utilize this system that they have created.